Cheese! You're back again for another video with your boy, Facts with Reason. Today, we're going to speak about Chelsea and their new evolution under their new owner and the direction that they're going to go in. But before I get into that, make sure you like and subscribe and get all your messages down in the comments so we can have a little conversation between one another and see where we want to go. But first, I've got to speak about a topic that's nothing to do with football, to do with F1, Lewis Hamilton, and the news that's come out over the last 24 hours about one of the former champions saying a racist word. It's pathetic, to be honest with you. We all know Lewis Hamilton's matched Michael Schumacher's record, and I don't understand why in 2022 in society today that we still have to go through these issues of people coming out and saying words that are unnecessary. There was no need to say what that guy said in the interview. I'm not going to say it, obviously, but if you haven't seen it, go have a look at it. Let me know what you think. But when I see stuff like that, it just hurts because when you think you're taking 2 steps forward, you're taking 100 steps back. And that's the problem with society at the moment, that people can just feel and they just say what they want to say and they don't have any repercussions for it, which is ridiculous. And when I read that story this morning and the way that Lewis Hamilton dealt with it, I was proud. I thought, you know what, you couldn't have said anything better than what you had said already. Do you know what I'm saying? I just think it's sad. There was, like I said, there was no need for it. Like, you're doing a podcast. That's fair enough. Do your podcast, give your thoughts and opinions. That's what podcasts are all about. They're there to stir debate. That's what we do it for. But to go into a man's color and all that kind of stuff, if you're, it doesn't matter whether you're white, black, Asian, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you're a nice person, it doesn't matter. That doesn't define the color. So for someone to define a color and put you under that brush and say, oh, yeah, you're this and that, it's ridiculous. We're in 2022. We're trying to stamp these things out. And you still get the small minority of people that feel that it's still okay to say whatever they want to say and how they want to say it and apologize. But the apology doesn't mean nothing. They just had to say it because of their PR team and stuff like that. And they've embarrassed themselves. But at the end of the day, we're all people, we're all humans, we all breathe the same air. We all have to live together. Just get on with it. Just get on with it. Like, literally, just get on with it. Just chill. There's no need. There's no need to come out and start throwing out racism here, left, right, and center in any form of life, whether you're an athlete, an artist, anything, anything. It's the low of the low of the low. So I thought I just need to get that off my chest because it's been burning me all day. I read this thing and it's burning me. I'm thinking, nah, how are people still doing this today? Like I said, when you think you're going to go forward, you're going backwards, and it's unnecessary. And it's not everybody, obviously, it's not everyone. It's just that small minority of people that need to get with it and be like, you know what, get with the times, because whatever you're on right now, it ain't running for me. It's not working. You understand? But less of that. Let's get into the video. Today, we're speaking about Chelsea, the new owner, what direction they're going to go in, and what they expect for the season, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go straight off the bat and say, boy, Chelsea this season, I'm expecting big things from them. I know they've got a budget of 200 million. They've got a new owner, American, Todd Bohely. I believe that's how you say his name, but I doubt it. But I'm just call him Todd anyway. But see, they've got a new owner, obviously due to certain circumstances. Obviously, because of we all know what happened with the war, etc. So he's come in. He's thought, right, I want to get rid of Marina. I can't say her last name, but the director for Chelsea, Peter Cech, resigned yesterday as technical director. So it's obvious he's trying to get out the old regime and bring his new staff in, which is fair enough. Fair enough. I've seen that they've linked to Raheem Sterling. Well, it's more than a link, actually. They're actually in discussions with Man City at the moment for a deal, as Sterling's going into his last year of his contract, which for me, Chelsea buying Raheem Sterling is a deal. It's a big deal. I rate Raheem Sterling. There's a lot of people out there that don't think he's good, or they think he's kind of got away with it because he's played under Man City and Pep and better players. But for me, if you look at Sterling's career from when he burst onto the scene at Liverpool, and then he went to City for 50 million or something crazy like that. And if you look at his progression, he's a different player. You look at him for England, different player. At City, the last couple of years, yeah, I wouldn't say he's on a decline, but Pep hasn't really as trusted him as much as he used to. There used to be a time where Pep would play Sterling every week. That left hand wing was Raheem Sterling's wing. Now it's Mahrez or it's Foden or Bernardo Silva, Grealish now that they just bought. So see, Chelsea have got to Man City have got to a time where they thought, you know what, it's time. Sterling's obviously not going to sign a new deal, so let's try and get what we can get for him. Now, personally, I think that's a great signing. Raheem Sterling at Chelsea with Mount, I won't say Werner, but Mount, Havertz, Kante, Jorginho, Reece James, Chilwell, Thiago Silva. It's a strong team. It's a very strong team, and that's only one guy. Chelsea are also linked to Rafinha, which would be a brilliant signing. But then Rafinha's linked to Barca, Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea. So I guess it depends on who Rafinha wants to go to, because I'm guessing all the clubs are going to stump up that money, other than Barca at the moment, because they're in financial ruins and they can't afford no one. Um, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, Rafinha to Chelsea, it can work. It can work as well. Dembele from Barcelona, that looks like that could happen as well, because he used to play under Tuchel at Dortmund. So Tuchel, I know it's one of them cliche things. He knows how to get the best out of the player. But for me, Dembele, how badly does he want it? How badly does he want it? Because I see a player there with the potential to be one of the best wingers in the world. Easily, easily. He's got everything. Speed, trickery, techers, finishing, can beat a man, stand up a man, put a cross in. He can do everything. But he's had a lot of injuries, and he's had a lot of hamstring injuries, which you need, which is normally common when you got pace and you try and beat a man off acceleration. Your hamstring's normally the first thing to go. So him being at Barca, he hasn't hit it off. He hasn't hit it off. Let's be real. He's been a flop. He's been a big flop down at Barcelona. A big, 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 big flop. And I know they're trying to keep him, and it's obvious he doesn't want to stay, or the wages that Barca are offering him, he feels that he should be a high value player. I'm not being funny, but his wages were nuts. I'm pretty sure I saw something. His wages were like 300 plus a week. Ridiculous, ridiculous amount of money for someone who hasn't done nothing. Yeah, he done good at Dortmund and at France. Yeah, good cameos, but to come in and demand that kind of money when you've hardly played and you've been injured, and when you have played, you haven't really done nothing. I feel that you need to just know your lane, come back down to earth, start again, and a move. And I think a move to Chelsea under a previous manager that you played for, I think it could work. I mean, I still think Chelsea will struggle if they don't sign a striker. I know they're linked to Cristiano Ronaldo, which hurts my heart, but I don't think Ronaldo would go to Chelsea personally. I just think it was media talk, and I think that Ronaldo, I just can't see him going to another Premier League club other than Man United. I can't see it. I can't see it. Now, if it happened, just know that you won't see me for the whole season. I'm going into hiding because I can't watch Ronaldo put on the blue of Chelsea. It make me feel sick. Or make me feel sick. Forget it. Can't do it. Can't do it. But I don't think it will happen. So just say, for instance, Chelsea don't sign Ronaldo, then they rely on Havertz to play as a false nine like they did last season, really, because Lukaku wasn't even there. Forget him. Um, so do they play with Havertz as a false nine? Do they try and go with Werner again and give him one more chance? Or Pulisic? But I saw this morning that Chelsea are backing an offer for I can't say his name. Matthias Delegit from Juventus, that centre back, who is a proper centre back. He's very solid. But to be honest, down at Juventus, he hasn't pulled up trees. I'll be honest. I've watched a lot of Italian football, and he hasn't been the same centre back that was at Ajax. Now, I don't think the system suits him at Juventus. He plays in a back three, which he's not good at. In a back two, he's solid. He's solid. But in a back three, it's not working for me. It's not working, and it didn't work for Juve. there's a lot of times you got caught out of position and stuff. So it'll be interesting because we know at Chelsea, Tuchel loves a back three. He loves a back three. The last season it was Christensen, Rudiger, Thiago Silva. Obviously, Rudiger's gone to Real Madrid. Christensen's going to Barcelona. It's only Thiago Silva really, who's the older statesman there. There's no really other centre backs unless they also play Levi Colwill, who's a very, very good centre back, and he's got the potential to be a world class centre back. Trust me. For anyone who doesn't know who that is, you're gonna remember the name Levi Colwill. He had a solid season last season at Huddersfield, and look out for him. He's solid. He's very, very solid. But I know Chelsea are linked to Kounde from Sevilla, who's a quality centre back, but Barcelona want him as well. Now, I don't think Barcelona can afford him. It looks like they're going to sell De Jong to Man United, so they're going to get money from that. But that money that they're going to make is going into Lewandowski. So I don't understand where they're going to be making other money from, unless they've got some secret money hidden away somewhere for all these players that they're linked to. But personally, Chelsea, I know, and I've read that they've got a 200 million war chest. So that's a big budget. It's a very big budget, and the team is not poor. Last season, I thought that you guys could challenge for the Premier League easily, definitely, definitely. But I didn't think just because you got Lukaku that you'll challenge more. I just thought you guys would challenge in general, but it didn't turn out like that. And you had injuries to Ben Chilwell and Reece James, probably two of your better players, especially Reece James. He's definitely one of Chelsea's best players, without a doubt. Um, so yeah, I just think you get Raheem Sterling in that team, guaranteed 15 goals a season, guaranteed. If you look at Raheem Sterling's stats, let me just get those up for you because even I was in shock when I saw it. So Raheem Sterling's stats at Man City. So 2015, 2016, 31 games, 6 goals, 2 assists. Not outstanding. Doesn't drive you wild. 2016, 2017, 33 appearances, 7 goals, 6 assists. Again, starting to creep up. You're starting to learn the Pep way. You get me? 2017, 2018, 33 games, 18 goals, 11 assists. This is when people were like, whoa, Sterling, you can do that? You can score that many goals? Raheem Sterling, the same Sterling that I saw at Liverpool that couldn't score one-on-ones. He was awful, awful when it came to finishing anyway. But Pep improved him as a player. Then you go to 2018, 2019 season, 34 appearances, 17 goals, 10 assists. Great season. Great season. Following season, 33 games, 20 goals. He only got 1 assist this time. But 20 goals in 33 games for a winger. Remember, doesn't play striker for a winger. It's crazy. And then his last 2 seasons, he got 13 goals, and 2021, he got 10 goals, 7 assists. So you can see towards the end of his City career that he was starting to taper off. So I don't know what happened between him and Pep. I'm not sure, but there has to be some kind of conflict because for someone that was playing so many games at City to drop and decline right down to minimal games and making substitute appearances and not being trusted in the big games, there has to be something going on. Now, I think Raheem's just outgrown City. I think he needs a new challenge. He needs something different. And he's a London boy. So coming back down to Chelsea, I think that, I said it already, he's gonna be a good signing. If they get it over the line, Raheem Sterling is definitely gonna be a good signing, 100%, easily. But this will cause a debate. Is Raheem Sterling a world-class winger? In my opinion, Raheem Sterling is a world-class winger. Now, for any of you who don't agree, write down in the comments and tell me why he's not a world-class winger. Because if you check his stats and his performances over forget the last 2 seasons because of what's been going on. Previously, before that, you look at his stats and compare it to other wingers that you would say, oh yeah, they're world class, or compare it to Sterling, and then you can tell me why you don't think he is, or you can say to me, actually, no, you know what? I think he is a world class winger. I actually think he's a world class winger. And if you look at him for England, I don't really follow international football. I don't really support a team, but I see England play, and every time I see England play, Sterling's always doing something. He's either scoring or assisting, and when he doesn't, and Kane doesn't, England are nowhere to be seen under Southgate. And stay tuned because I'm going to do a video on England and Gareth Southgate and the issues that he has in that team that he can't solve as a rubbish manager. So look out for that video. But back to Chelsea, this new owner, obviously, he's coming in with 200 million. So he's not coming to mess around. He's coming to win straight away. He wants to win. He wants to come in, get his signings, and go for the big trophies, which is what you want. Which is what you want your owners to do. That's what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Chelsea have always been a team that have come from success. Well, I say that from when obviously you know who took over. They come in, they're doing their thing, and now the new owners come in with 200 million. He's coming to buy some big boys. He's coming to get the big boys. And Tuchel, I have to admit, I did not rate him. I did not rate Tuchel at PSG or Dortmund. I didn't rate him. But seeing him come to the Premier League, Dortmund's not Dortmund. Tuchel is a world-class manager. He's a world-class manager, without doubt. Without doubt. I can't deny it. I can't deny it. The way he got Chelsea playing in that three at the back with the two in midfield, with the cam, with the wingers. Yeah, nah. It's crazy. It's crazy. I love that formation. I've only ever seen one man better that formation, and he's at Tottenham, and they call him Conte. And he done the same thing at Chelsea, and Chelsea won the league. So the system obviously works for Chelsea. Again, it's all about who they get. It's just who they get. It's just who they get. If Tuchel can get the players that he wants, then they will challenge Liverpool and City again. The top four will be, or the top three will be City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Not necessarily in that order, but it will be something similar in them lines. I can't see Arsenal pushing out Chelsea. Maybe Tottenham, but I can't see it. Definitely not Man United, that's for sure. So I see it as a top three, and I just see it's between Arsenal, Tottenham, and Man United who gets top four, unless West Ham or Leicester or a surprise team from somewhere has an unreal season, and you're like, whoa, how they even up it? As it always happens in the Premier League, you always get one team that's outstanding, and somehow they manage to get there, and then they fall away at the end. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, like and subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts on this video, and look out for the Gareth Southgate video, because that one is due to be nuts, because he's one of the worst managers I've ever seen in my football life, and I'm gonna blast him. All right, peace out. Thanks for tuning in, people. And remember, you're here with your boy, Facts with Reason. Follow me on Twitter, Talk All Football, and let's get these likes up, yeah? Wicked. Peace out, people.